Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a crazy day this morning. My day started out not so good. Something's going on with my search. Okay. Hold on, guys. Some more technical difficulty. All right. What a morning. What a morning. All right. How about this? How about we just start out with our morning prayer? Perhaps that'll make things a little bit better today, because I'm struggling this morning, people. I am struggling. All right. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Sandra. Oh, girl, I am struggling this morning. I gotta say a prayer so I can get my life right. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Tea with Tiffany. I'm sorry this morning. I'm struggling. I am struggling. Today we are going to pray for contentment. That is our prayer for today. Hey, Stacy. Thanks for joining this morning. Are you in the Outer Banks right now? It's such a beautiful day, and you're so lucky to have that house out there. I got to come and visit. I need to exhale. All right, today's prayer is on contentment. All right, let us pray. Dear God, I pray that I will stay focused on you today. I pray that you constantly remind me to be content in all of my circumstances. I pray that you will fill me up, that I will be joyful all day, even when stress creeps in. And Lord, stress is creeping in right now. It is. I know that through my contentment, you will be glorified. I want to honor you, Father, in all that I do. In Jesus' name, amen. Oh, Stacy, you're home now. I saw your pictures when you were out there. It's, I need a place like that. I really do. When this COVID thing is over and I can get back to making money, I need to invest in something like that just to get away. All right. So, this morning I didn't, yesterday when we had our live, it was just me and Sandra yesterday. Didn't see, I saw a lot of people kind of got the replay, but we were on the live alone yesterday, and we talked about emotional intelligence and how important that was. And I want to keep with that theme for a little while, but today I'm not. Today we're going to talk about, I chose the prayer for contentment. We're going to talk about contentment. Andrea, I don't know if she's on yet, but she sent me a message this morning asking, if we could talk about, just like not being able to sleep deprivation. And because she had trouble sleeping last night, and her daughter had trouble sleeping last night. And I actually slept like a baby last night, but generally I don't. I usually struggle. Stacy, I know you struggle with sleep as well. So I thought it would be good. That was a really good topic that Andy shared with me. So I began to just sort of write some things down about contentment, because I feel like our lack of sleep sometimes comes from not being at peace. So I started doing some research on the word contentment. I found a couple of articles that had some good stuff in it that I want to share. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So before we do that, I'm going to get into just some quick announcements, which I just have one today, and that is our networking social is going to be live on Zoom on May 21st from 7 to 9 p.m. And sign up RSVP through Eventbrite. Sandra and I got together last night and we're sort of putting, the outline together. So I think it's going to be a fun night. We want you to show up with your virtual business card, a cocktail of your choice. Be ready to share what you're drinking, what's in your cup, and just talk about, how we can connect, how we can refer business to each other, what are people doing right now and how can we help them, in our businesses, what are we doing? How are we, dealing with, COVID-19? What business growth efforts are we working on, and how can we help each other achieve those goals? You just never know. I love networking and connecting with people because you meet so many great people who do so many different things. And, I've made some really lasting, relationships through networking. And I think it's really important, just, not in business, but just personally as well. So I hope you guys join the live, not the live, I'm sorry. Well, I guess it is the Zoom live, and invite your friends, tell people about it. Let's get together. We got a raffle I think we're going to do, or some prizes. We got some just fun activities, it's icebreakers to get to know everybody. So I think it'll be a good time. I hope you guys decide to join. Anyway, that is my announcement for today. All right, let's jump into our topic of the day, which is contentment. All right, so I looked up the definition of contentment, just so a lot of times when we see words or speak of words, we kind of have an idea of what the word actually means, but I'm real big on when I'm speaking, I kind of want to understand, what I'm actually saying, because people interpret things differently, and sometimes we use words in the wrong context, and I've done that a lot. I go back and I look at my lives sometimes, and I realize that I might have said a word that maybe didn't belong. And so, but it's all about educating ourselves and learning and all that good stuff. So, one of the things that I try to do when I get ready, hey, good morning, Monica. When I get ready to speak on this live is to try and, really know what it is that I'm speaking about. So I always research a little bit and then I speak upon it. So the definition of contentment, according to Webster's, is content is the state of being happy and satisfied. So that's the dictionary definition. Okay, so then I kind of did a little bit more research to, like I said, I'm a why person, right? So what does that mean exactly? The state of being happy and satisfied. Okay, and then I think to myself, what does contentment mean to me, right? And it's not an excited kind of happy, right? When we think of happy, sometimes we think of excitement. Contentment is more of a peaceful, putting your mind at ease kind of happy, like I'm just content, you're on a diet and, you need that piece of cake every once in a while that will just ease your mind, you're content with just having a teeny tiny piece, right? just to kind of ease your mind. I don't know why I thought of cake when it came to that. I must be depriving myself of some kind of sweets or something. I don't know. But so it's not an excited kind of happy. It is a peaceful kind of happy. All right. And then I went on to do some reading, and I saw these words, being content is a choice of thoughts, attitude, and behavior. So many times we think about outside obstacles of, and we look to outside things to make us happy, to make us content with our lives, right? We look on the outside for those things. And how many times have we said to our loved ones, or anybody for that matter, I'm just not happy, and we say that I'm just not happy because I think we're looking for someone else to make us happy, we shouldn't do that, because happiness is our choice. We choose whether or not we're going to be happy. One of the struggles that I have with being content is sometimes I'm afraid to do the things that I want to do, or the things that make me happy and content, because of fear that what makes me happy may not make someone else in my life happy, And so we then deprive ourselves of contentment because we are trying to make someone else happy rather than make ourselves happy, right? And sometimes we do that because we're made to feel guilty about doing what makes us content. And that's a really, really, really tough place to be in. It really is. Especially when you're a person who gives of yourself so much, to make others happy. I feel like, do I have bags under my eyes? I did sleep well last night, but I don't have my light on today because I don't have a plug for it. And I'm feeling like my wrinkles and my eyes are just, I don't like how I'm looking today, people. I'm not content with how I look right now. So, that it's really hard, and I think what we have to remember is that we sometimes have to choose ourselves, we have to choose ourselves sometimes. And that's a really hard thing to do. A lot of times. All right. So how do we be content? Oh, thank you, Stacy. Stacy says I look beautiful. Thank you. I needed to hear that today. Thank you so much. So how to be content? We have to take a moment today and every day to be grateful for something, anything, we have to find something to be grateful for. Today, for me, I'll be honest, I'm looking outside right now. I woke up this morning and I saw that it was sunny, because the last couple of days, even though it's been warm, has been really cloudy. And so I saw the sunshine today and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. And it's warm. And, I've been working on getting my outside, my backyard to look the way that I want it to look. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to work outside today. I got a few meetings this afternoon, a few things that I have to do. But I'm going to do it outside. The reason I didn't set up this morning outside is because I actually didn't even go on my walk this morning, which would have been a beautiful day to do it. But I slept so well that I just didn't want to get up. I just wanted to relax a little bit longer. So, I didn't go for my walk this morning like I normally do, but I am going outside today. I'm going to lay in my hammock. I am going to probably, it's Friday, so, you know, why not have a glass of wine on Friday afternoon? Who cares, you know? So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have my meetings, and I'm just, you know, what the hell? What the hell? So, we have to take a moment to, you know, every day be grateful for something. And like I said, today I am grateful for sunshine, you know, because sunshine makes me content. It makes me happy. All right, so here's another thing. We have to find things about ourselves to be happy with. And then we have to do the same thing for other people in our lives, you know? So what do I love about me? What's good about me? And what's good about, you know, the other people in my life? You know, sometimes we project whether we're content. Like I said earlier, we look to other people to make us happy. And then when we're not happy, we blame those people for not making us happy, when truly the choice is for us to make ourselves happy. You know, like I said, in my particular case, you know, I got to practice what I preach, right? Because, you know, I say I have to make myself happy, but I am, number one, guilty of this in particular, is blaming another person for my happiness. But I know the reason that I am unhappy. It's because of a choice that I make. And the choice that I make when I'm unhappy is to do what anyone else wants me to do, rather than doing what I want to do, because I feel guilty for being selfish in making myself content, if that makes sense. I feel guilty about being happy. How many of you are in that place? Just raise your hand, wave to me, whatever, you know. How many of you do that? I do that all the time, and then I blame the other person, you know, when I could have made that choice easily. But sometimes I'm so guilt-ridden for making a choice for me that makes me happy, right? And then it's this vicious cycle. This vicious cycle. You start blaming other people, you know, blaming your spouse, blaming everybody in the world, you know, when you could have made the choice yourself. It would have hurt right then, that person, especially if they want you to do something or they don't want you to do something and you do it anyway because it's what makes you content, right? So there'll be that a little bit of guilt or manipulation or whatever it is, but that will pass. And you will, if you do what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you know, and you're just truly doing something that makes you happy, that'll all pass. And so I have to remember that. I have to remember that, because then I have regrets of things that, you know, I wanted to do that I didn't do, things that make me happy that I never did, because and then I'm angry. I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at everybody else, because the reason I chose not to do what I wanted to do was to make somebody else happy. So then I'm blaming that person. I'm blaming myself. I'm blaming everybody in the world, you know, and I'm not content. Nobody's happy, you know, no one's happy when you do that. So, we gotta fix that. When I say we, I really mean me, but if this applies to you, you need to fix it as well. Do something to make you happy. Make you happy. So I want to do an exercise this morning. Okay. And that exercise is, if you feel like sharing, okay, you don't have to. I want you to take a moment to think about what is good about you. What do you love about yourself? For some of us, that's really hard to do. But I want you to think about that for a second. What do you love about you? And I have to think about it myself. I got to think. I didn't look. I wrote down the exercise, and I'm asking you guys to do it, but I didn't even think to myself as I was writing this, like, okay, what do I love about myself? I got to think about it too. So take a moment very quickly, and in the box, if you feel like it, tell me what you love about yourself. And I'm going to think about it too. What do I love about myself? You guys got anything? It's hard, right? It's hard, especially when we're selfless people, right? It's hard to think about what you love about yourself. But I'm tasking you with that, and I want to see something. I want you guys to tell me something. What do you love about yourself? Andy says, I love that I do little things all the time to make others happy. It makes me feel good. I love that. You like to make people happy. So do I. I do too. Stacy says, it's weird, but I love that I have a lot of love to give. Generosity. That is not weird, Stace. That is not weird at all. You have a lot of love to give. And you do. You are giving all the time. The nonprofits, that you work with. You are the gifts that you're giving all the time on Facebook to people, generosity. That's what I was going to say too for myself, is that I'm a giver. I didn't use the word generosity, but in my mind, as I was thinking, I was like, I'm a giver, I give of myself emotionally, like I am everybody's shoulder to cry on, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. I bear the burdens of everyone in my life. I really do. And it's exhausting sometimes, but I love that I'm that person. I do. Monica says, I love that no matter what people do to me, it doesn't change me. Monica, that hit me so hard. That hit me so hard. Yes. I love that no matter what people do to me, it doesn't change me. That's a good one, Monica. That is a good one. I think we all have a little bit of that in us. Keep moving. Keep it moving. Either be on the train or be off of it, but I'm moving, right? Doesn't change me. I love that. Andy says that's because you're a strong woman. Yes, we all have our own strengths, I think, because we know a little bit about Monica and what she's been through. Like she's our hero, on this live, because she keeps it moving, and keeps it moving with a smile too. You meet Monica, she is smiling all the time. Good woman. Yes. Strong woman. Yes. Anybody else want to share? What do you love about you? There's a common theme amongst all of us, and it is giving, right? Andy says, I love that I do little things all the time to make others happy. She's giving of herself, to make others happy. Stacy says, I love that I have a lot of love to give. She's generous, right? Monica, I love that no matter what people do to me, it doesn't change me, right? You're still giving of yourself. You're giving to yourself is what you're doing, Monica. Giving to yourself. What else? You there, Sandra? I haven't seen yours. You there, Sandy? Okay. Well, maybe she'll put something in there. So yeah, common theme, giving, whether it's giving to other people, whether it's, standing up for ourselves and said, you know what, I'm going to be content with me no matter what comes my way. That's where Monica is, So that to me is, there's many definitions of contentment, but that to me is certainly contentment, in its finest form. Give to yourself. Be content with who you are, regardless of what's thrown at you. I love that. Hey, Kathy, thanks for joining this morning. All right, so the contented life. Okay, I read this. Let me see. I've got it up on my computer. And I want to kind of go through these things because I thought it was really good. But let me give the author some credit first, so that I don't. I want to make sure that I give. The post has been written by Leo Babuta, maybe Babauta, and it's an article called "The Little Guide to Contentedness." Okay, and there are some quotes in here that I thought were really good, and I'll share those shortly. But let's talk about the contented life, because I thought these things were really good. So what it says is it might be useful to look at what life would be like if you learned to be content. Andrea said, God loves a cheerful giver. Yes, he does. So here are some things that this author wrote. Self-image, okay? We compare ourselves with images in our head of perfection, movie stars, models in magazines, other people who seem to have it all together, who seem to have it all together, right? And we can never measure up to those perfect images. But those images are not real. They are imagined, ideal, okay? Everyone, we never know what goes on behind closed doors and the skeletons that people have in their closets, I had a friend who committed suicide recently, and that was a really tough time for many of us who were a part of this person's life. And this person was the most, like, when you saw this person, they were always smiling. They were always laughing. They were always joking. They, on the outside, appeared to be the most content, the most happy person. And that person took their life recently, because on the inside there was no contentment. When you take your life, it means that you can't find anything that you love about yourself. I mean, I'm sure there's probably 1,000 other reasons, but maybe this person had issues with self-image. Maybe they didn't feel like they lived up to what in their mind they thought that they should live up to, And I mean, that just, I thought about that for a really long time, after that happened. And it just made me think about, all the things that I should be happy with, content with in my life. I have an issue with self-image myself. You know what I mean? I was thin my entire life. And, until even like after my first baby, I gained a little bit of weight, but I still, looked good. And then more babies came and more stress in my life came. And, just before I knew it, I was eating out of comfort and not exercising because I hate exercising. And, then now I've got weight issues, and we're constantly trying to do things to, make ourselves look like, what we feel society makes us feel like we should look like, So self-image plays a huge part. So just learning to be, you be your own image. You be your own self-image. Look at yourself in the mirror. Find things, physical or otherwise, that you love about yourself and build the ideal image off of that, off of you, not someone else, Find contentment in that. Stacy says, I was just teaching my daughter about this last night. She says she wants to be popular people, and she follows and searches media because they always seem so happy. I informed her that they only show her what they want people to see, that everybody has times when they are not happy and things are not perfect. Yes. And that's good, Stace, that you've sat down and had that conversation with her, because I feel like kids, sometimes, they're just really impressionable, right? And your children are at an age where they're easily influenced by the things that they see, at that age, that's what happens. This is where that whole self-image thing begins, right at the age where your children are right now, and they have to learn to be happy with themselves every day. Look in the mirror and find something beautiful that you love about yourself, even if it's different, God made us all in the beauty of his eye, how he saw us to be. And we have to remember that. I try to remind myself of that every single day, when I look in the mirror and I'm like, I try to. It's hard, it's hard. So self-image, relationships. If you are content with yourself, you are more likely to be a good friend, a good partner, and a good parent. You are more likely to be happy and friendly and loving, more likely to be as accepting as others as you are of yourself. It's all good stuff, man. Relationships improve, especially when others learn to be content with themselves from your example. I'm going to put Monica out there again, She is stated to us, I am content with myself no matter what anybody throws at me. I'm good. I'm going to be good. We have to have that attitude, and when we do, we're able to have better relationships with people. We're confident in what we bring to the table. We are content with that. We're not trying to please or be, someone else. We're content with who we are and what we bring to the table. So it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, I think we should all adopt that attitude. It's hard though. I get it. I struggle with that myself. I say sometimes I don't care, but deep down inside, let's keep it real, people. Transparency is my thing. I care, and so does everybody else, but we have to move beyond that. The third thing that was on this list here is health. Much of culture's unhealthiness comes from unhappiness, right? Eating junk food to give ourselves comfort and relieve stress. Did I not just say that? That's me all day long. Not exercising because we think we can't. Oh my gosh, this article is preaching to me. Because we have a bad self-image, being glued online because we think we might miss something if we turn off our computer or our iPhone. You know, when you realize that you aren't missing anything and you don't need junk food to be happy and you are good enough to exercise, you can slowly return to health. I'm guilty of the whole, what am I going to miss? I cannot put my cell phone down. Neither can my children. I mean, how many of you are guilty of that? Now a lot of times with business, because I'm busy, a very busy person. I'm going to talk about busyness in just a second. It's hard to put it down because I'm afraid, like, how many of you in business can't leave your email alone? You can't walk away from your email. If I got my email on my phone, I got my, email on my computer, I got laptops, I got, iPads, everything. So I can constantly stay connected. If I get an email, prime example, just the other day, I was helping my daughter with something for school, and she had to pull me away from it because she's like, Mama, I need your help. And I'm like, okay, I need to take a break from what I'm doing anyway. So let me, focus on something else. Right. And in the middle of me helping her, I got an email, and I had to think to myself, is this urgent or not? And it wasn't urgent. I could have responded later, but it was killing me. It created stress in my mind while I was doing this other task that my daughter needed me to do. It created stress in my mind that I could not respond to that email right away. And I'm like, this is too much. I gotta fix this. I mean, I ended up doing what I needed to do and then coming back to it later, but it was killing me. Like, inside my brain, my body, I felt like I was going to explode because I could not get to respond to this email like instantly like I normally do. So it's crazy, but we got to take care of ourselves, and being healthy is a big part of that. Andy says, Caitlin is beautiful, but kids have made comments about her butt so that she's skinny and she feels, or that she's skinny and she feels ugly. Yeah. So, how do you respond to Caitlin with that? Because we are beautiful. We have to be happy and content with our beauty. So how do we get Caitlin to understand how beautiful she is? People, I think, on this live, let's talk to Andy. Let's help her, with that, with Caitlin. Andy also says, oh my gosh, I used to not go dancing because I was ashamed of my body, but yet when I danced, I lost weight and got healthy. It was so backwards. Here's the thing. Here's what I have noticed, because I have issues sometimes with self-esteem as well. Not that I don't think that I'm an attractive woman. I do. I know that I'm aged, right, and I'm not the skinny little high school person that I used to be, but there are things about me that are very attractive and beautiful, but sometimes we don't feel that way about ourselves. Sometimes I have to talk myself into feeling that I'm attractive, and I think we all have those days when that happens to us, but that's why I think it's important for us to think every day about things that we love about ourselves, and just try to build that self-image based on the beauty that we see within, you know. And when you feel good about yourself, you know, if you think about that one thing that you love about yourself, it really exudes confidence and contentment. And when you are confident and content with who you are as a person, that shines through. How many times have you got it? I've done this too. Okay, so I'm on all sides of the spectrum, people. I've gotten up, right now I work from home, so I'm always in like casual clothes, and it takes a lot to kind of, when you're working from home, to get up and really make yourself look pretty. That's one of the reasons why I like this live, because it forces me to get up. Not that I glam up or anything, but it forces me to fix my hair a little bit, make myself look presentable. Otherwise I'd be in my pajamas all day. Or now that it's summertime and I have a pool, I'll get up and put my swimsuit on and head outside for the day. Good morning, Karen. Thank you for being here. The grant proposal is submitted. Praise God. Yes. Fantastic. We will pray that that you receive, your grant funds. I know you've been working really hard on it. We are talking about contentment today, being content with ourselves. So, what I think we need to do here's where I was going with this. When you feel good about yourself, even if it's, putting, like me, I just throw some product in my hair and throw some bling on, some earrings. I love rings and earrings. It makes me feel good, It makes me feel good. And then when you feel good, your relationships are better, your self-esteem is better, everything, just your self-image, you feel good about that. Everything's just better. Everything's just better. So try to find that one thing that you love about yourself and build upon it, and then be like Monica. Don't let anybody steal your joy, Possessions, the overload of possessions this is a good one, guys. This is a real good one. The overload of possessions in our lives come from unhappiness. We buy things because we think they will give us comfort, coolness, happiness, security, and an exciting life. Am I guilty of this? Holy cow. Used to be a lot. Now I'm so much better. Terry, oh my gosh. I know that you watch me every day. I see your name on there, but this is the first time I've seen you on the actual live. I went to high school with Terry. We used to call him Boo, actually. Does family still call you Boo, Terry? And just a fun fact, Terry was my first crush, my first boyfriend in grade school. What were we, like in first grade or something? Kindergarten, first or second grade? I don't even remember. But it's been years now, and it's so funny, and we're still friends to this day. It's awesome. He's got a beautiful family, and it's great. It's so awesome. So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Terry. Let's see. Karen says, I struggled with self-esteem when I was younger. My daughter did, and in helping her, I discovered that the word says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. That's awesome. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Sandra says, is that why I buy shoes They sure do make me happy. Oh my gosh, that is funny. I think it is, Sandra. I think it is. That's why I buy earrings and jewelry. And Stacy will attest to this because we worked together for many, many years. Stace, tell him, was I not a shoe fanatic? Shoes and bags constantly. And so was Stacy, by the way. You know, I think shoes are a thing. I mean, Stacy had the funkiest shoes ever, you know, and she had a wardrobe to die for, you know. So yes, I it might be. It might be. So it also says here, when we become content with ourselves and our lives, we realize none of that is necessary. None of that is necessary. And we can start getting rid of these, I don't know how to pronounce this word, extraneous crutches, I guess. All right, so get rid, we don't have to use the verb. We can get rid of the crutches, right? Understanding that when we are content, we can get rid of the crutches. And that is so true. And I've experienced that as well. And I'll tell you why. Because I think I told you when we were fanatics together. Yes, we were. Remember that shopping, when we went shopping, stays together? I don't know where we were. We were at some kind of meeting or something. And then you and I went out and went shopping. And then remember I fell in the airport. Do you remember that? We were laughing so hard. My legs just gave out from underneath me. I don't even know how or why that happened. But anyway, yes, we've had some good times together. Stacy and I, that's my girl. But what I was getting to with this is that back when I was earning an astronomical amount of money, Stacy, you know this, we were both earning very well back then. I drove a BMW. You know, jewelry, shoes, you name it, you know, whatever my budget could afford, or even when my budget couldn't afford it, I was still buying because I was making money hand over fist. And but I was still missing so many different things in my life, you know, and that was so important to me. Having all of those material possessions were so important to me at that time. It wasn't until the company closed its doors and I lost my job and that great income that I was earning, that I began to look at other things that were right in front of me that were my peace and contentment that I didn't realize, you know. And that was my family, that was my children, that was my husband, that was, you know, all of the things that I had, you know, had neglected to focus on my career and making money. When I lost everything, it forced me to focus on my life, you know, what was truly important to me. And next, what am I trying to say? Contentment, a sense of contentment just came over me. And it didn't matter. The BMW didn't matter anymore. The money, the jewelry, you know, all those things didn't matter. What was so important to me was getting to my kids' softball games and baseball games and being a team mom and, you know, and all those things. That became my focus, and I was so much happier. So even when I got back up on my feet, you know, and was working again and earning money, not as much as I had earned before, but still earning money, all those material things that I had didn't matter to me anymore. You know, what mattered was just putting food on the table and being able to pay my mortgage, you know. And, even to this day, you know, when you think about Christmas and birthdays and Mother's Day and all of those things, I think, what do I need or what do I want? My kids ask me that all the time. Mom, what do you want for Christmas? And I think to myself, I have absolutely everything that I need. Everything that I need, I have. You know, everything that I want, I truly have. Like, I honestly have to think, like, what do I need or want? You know, and the answer is nothing. I just want to spend time with my family. You know, I want to create lasting memories. That's what I want to do. I'm content. Busyness. Much of our busyness comes from fear that we should be doing more. Guilty. I am guilty. Okay? That we might be missing out, that we aren't enough already. Okay? But we are enough. And we don't need more. And we aren't missing out. Okay? So we can let go of a lot of unnecessary activity and just focus on doing what we love. Give ourselves the space to enjoy a contented life. What do you think? I mean, this article spoke to me so deeply. And like I said, here's how I sort of connect the dots with Andy's, you know, inability to sleep, you know, her insomnia, Stacy's insomnia, my own insomnia. Okay, let's start living a contented life. What do we got to lose? Nothing. And it's easy. It's easy. So every day, I want you to get up, look in the mirror, and find something that you love about yourself. That's all I got, people. Thank you so much for joining today. I love you all. Okay? I have love for every single one of you, and I am so content with what we do on this live every single day. I started this morning, this live, not being content. I was not in a good place, okay? And I'm not gonna, you know, there's no need for me to go into the details as to why, but I was not in a good place. Right now, and I don't even know what time it is, but right now I am in a very good place. And it's all because I had an opportunity to talk to you guys, to share, and to feel better about who I am as a person. All right, so I love you all. Thank you so much for joining. Send me topics for tomorrow, or it's Friday. It's Friday, so Monday we will meet again. I do not have a topic, so please, over the weekend, if you think of something, send it to me, okay? Because this was good stuff today. All right. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. I know that I am, and I'll see you on Monday. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.